Hello! Perfidious Pete here. Feeling pretty good after another successful purge night in XCOM The Long War 2. Though, you know what? I gotta admit, that's actually something that's always sort of baffled me about the whole purge night mythos thing. I understand the scenario. Yes, for one night there are no laws. Actually, it's like for 12 hours, it's not even a whole night. But for 12 hours, there are no laws. You can do whatever you want. Blah, 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 blah. All emergency services suspended, etc., etc. Sure. But here's the thing. What about the recriminations for the actions that took place on purge night? I'm going to spin a scenario for you here, a little hypothetical. Let's say there's a guy who you work with. And, I don't know, for the sake of argument here, let's call this guy Bob. So you work with Bob, right? You see him 5 times a week. You know, he lives in the same city as you. Friendly enough guy. Got a screensaver that cycles through funny cat gifs on his lock screen on his computer. He supports the same sports team as you. You're both big fans. Makes decent conversation at the annual company barbecue. Hell, you know what? Bob's even on your bowling team. Let's go that far. Not your best friend, but more than just a casual acquaintance. But what if come purge night, Bob becomes like a different sort of beast? Let's say come purge night, Bob goes feral like a pig that spent the last 3 years wandering in the woods of Georgia, and he rapes and murders your wife. Because, you know, it's purge night, he can do whatever he wants. Bob's had his eye on her a couple times. He saw her at that company barbecue, and he's like, damn, Bob needs to get me a piece of that. And then when he's done, he feels guilty about it, so, you know, the murder is just, it's a definite opposite of a non sequitur. It's just like, well, gotta murder now. So let's say this happens, right? And you gotta remember, you know, it's purge night, so Bob, what he did, Bob shit, totally legal. Nothing you can do. From a legal standpoint, don't have a leg to stand on. Could you really wait a year to get your revenge on Bob? That piece of shit Bob has taken away everything in the world you ever cared about. And legally, you have to wait an entire year for anything that even sort of approaches revenge. I don't know if I can do it. I mean, in theory, I still got to go bowling with that son of a bitch once a week. How the hell am I supposed to prove? That just doesn't fly. Purge night be damned. I mean, the day after purge night, you hunt Bob down, skin him alive, and murder him like that pig. You know what? You hunt Bob down like that wild pig from Georgia, you skin him alive, then you probably roast and eat him, because that's what that miserable fuck deserves. But when you're gnawing on Bob's femur and the cops show up, you're the one who gets in trouble. How the hell does that make any kind of sense? This is where the whole purge night mythos falls apart for Perfidious Pete. I mean, I suppose you could bide your time and just sit there and be like, I'm gonna nurse this revenge like it's an $18 scotch I bought at the bar. I gotta make it last so that when I finally get it, it's so sweet. And Bob pays on the next purge. But you know what? Do you really have that kind of patience? Plus, and here's the other thing, after Bob pulls this miserable piece of shit that he pulled, he knows you're gonna be gunning for him come next purge night. Bob's gonna be ready. He's gonna be all hunkered down in a bunker somewhere because he knows you're coming after him for what he did. It just seems like it would be an endless cycle of recrimination. That's all I'm saying. If Bob fucks you and then you got to set up and plot for a whole year about the way you're gonna fuck Bob, but most people aren't gonna have that kind of patience, right? Somebody does something nasty to you on purge night, you just be like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna go shoot Bob in the face. For one thing, I don't want to wait a year to get my revenge because he took away everything I have had and everything I ever will have. And two, I don't want him to get a chance a whole year to prepare for me. I'm just gonna go surprise. I'll have to, I guess, suffer the consequences of my actions. Bob got through a legal loophole which doesn't exist for me. I think it would snowball so fast. It doesn't really seem like it would be a sustainable sort of scenario. All right. So Pete, what are you setting up here? Well, we're gonna go in fighting on this mission. We got Second City here. Why are some members of the Second City not available? Oh, Dave. Okay, so Dave Attell is training. One of our team is injured. Robert Webb is injured. Do we want to send Second City then, or would we be better off sending... You know what? Let's just send in a Laugh Factory. They're all available. This is fine. We can second in some other folks if we have to. So we got Paula Game Show. Okay, first off, strip all weapon upgrades and make all weapons available. We're really setting up here. We got 9 days, 18 hours to infiltrate. Don the Roastmaster Rickles. Let's get you geared up. So, what do we want to give you? Do we want to give you a Sten gun? Yeah, we got 4 of those. We can probably spare one. We'll do upgrades. Let's do upgrades last. Paula Poundstone, you're definitely going to get one of these laser cannons here. Actually, I think we just have the one laser cannon. No, we have 2 laser cannons. Do we want to roll 2 gunners then? David Tell is busy, so probably not. We could take Lily Tomlin, though. You know what? Yeah, let's take Lily Tomlin. I've been getting some mileage out of my gunners lately, and I'm starting to see the appeal. I gotta say, at first I wasn't necessarily sold, but I think I'm coming around on him. Lewis back in black as one of our few remaining assault troopers. When I say few remaining, I think literally we have 2 now. Still not over the tragic loss of Louis C.K., and in fact may never be over it. Patton Oswald. I suppose you can be our specialist on this mission. Let's get you a Sten gun just in case. What's our infiltration time up to? 6 days, 6 hours. We do have to steal a thing and get away with the thing. Joe Pasha Brand is busy, so we're going to need some manner of shinobi. You know, Gary Seinfeld could probably do it, but this is grab a thing and go. Jim Superdad Gaffigan. Okay, we'll take a killing shinobi. This is fine. Superdad, let's check your loadout here. Let's get rid of this sword. We want to give you the Hunter's Axe. SMG, that's acceptable. You can continue with that. With the 16 base mobility, that frag and flashbang, that's plenty. And we can probably wedge 1 more trooper in on this. We do have a technical. Right? We got Don, Roastmaster Rickles. What are we missing? We're missing I would really like a ranger on this team. Do we have a spare ranger? Anybody lurking around? Somebody new. We built a new. Oh, we got Lance Corporal Sean Locke. Yeah, it's his chance for. Okay. Sean Locke needs some EXP. We need to get him on a mission. Let's get Sean Locke a laser rifle. Sawed-off shotgun is fine. What about backup kits? We should probably equip this Skulljack as well. Let's give Sean Locke some AP rounds, and I think maybe we'll give him probably just a flashbang to back it up. What about weapon upgrades? Yeah, Sean Locke is going to be getting some. This elite scope, it's real good. We're going to give, you know, I would love to give it to Sean Locke, but we actually can't do that. Don't we have a regular scope? We have a couple. Let's give Sean Locke a regular scope. We're also going to give Sean Locke our best hair trigger. Expanded magazine, don't hate it. Autoloader, don't hate it. What else could we give him? A stock. You know, I don't hate it, but we're almost never going to want to steady our weapon with Sean Locke. So instead, I think we will give him just a regular autoloader. Give him 1 free reload. Or we could just, you know what? No, take an expanded magazine, Sean Locke. Let's give you 1 extra bullet. All right, Staff Sergeant Roastmaster Rickles. I don't really feel like you need anything. Paula Poundstone, though. We got upgrades galore for you, girl. You're taking the elite scope. Advanced autoloader. You know what? Yeah, I think so. Hair trigger. I like it. The advanced stock would be good for you. A regular stock would also be good for you. I think we're going to go hair trigger, though. Let's give you the bonus on Overwatch shots. We can get some mileage out of that. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, if we've got you with the active bonus, our better move here is to have our other trooper be tooled up for reactive fire. So let's give you an expanded magazine instead. You're going to be our proactive shooter, and Lily Miss Frizzle Tomlin here is going to be our reactive shooter. I mean, we still want her to have good shots, so we're going to give her a scope, and I think we're still going to give her an auto loader and probably an expanded. Well, we should give her a hair trigger. Don't we have a really good hair trigger? Actually, we don't. These kind of suck, in fact. I mean, those are bad. Scope and an auto loader, fine. You know what I think is going to be more useful? Let's just give you an expanded magazine. We can give a 5 to your planned shots, or we can give a 5 to your reaction shots. I'd really rather give you 5 to your reaction shots if we're going to do it. Lewis Black, you're going to need some upgrades here, buddy. Advanced laser sight, yes. Expanded magazine, also yes. And I'm thinking reload, autoloader here. Yep, autoloader is what we want to go with for loot. Okay. So we're back in black. The Roastmaster, what are you rocking down here, Roastmaster? You got options for much of anything? Hair trigger? Sure, why not? Laser sight? I mean, yeah, okay. And I guess we'll just give you a regular stock because it's not like you're going to be steadying weapon much, but it's also not really going to cost us much of anything. Low opportunity cost is the key. What do we want to do then for old patent Lightning Oswald? Let's just give you a hair trigger, an auto loader, and I guess a laser sight, because why not? There we go. That's our team. Laugh Factory. 7 men strong going in. We are under the infiltration time. It is going to take us 9 days. I still feel pretty good about this mission. I got a strong feeling. Jim Super Dad Gaffigan is going to be our boy. We can fight our way in. We can fight our way out. It's also good EXP for a team that maybe could use a little bit of EXP, because I feel like the Laugh Factory hasn't necessarily gotten as much action as we would like them to gotten. Target acquired. All right, what do we got here? 3 days, 2 hours. We got a liberation mission. Isn't this the same mission? And once again, it's a goddamn scientist. Okay, fine. You know what? You're going to make me liberate this scientist. Fine. Either we're going to succeed at this mission or we're going to fail at this mission. But we're going to do it our way. I'm not sending in David Mitchell. I'm not sending in Sarah Milley. Who do I have that is just a shinobi? I got the Upright Citizens Brigade. Kathleen Madigan is injured. Well, shit. All right, we're going to grab the annoyance then, and we're just going to send in Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry, Gopher, where you at? You don't have concealed, do you, Seinfeld? I would love to send in somebody who has concealed. Jerry Seinfeld does not, but he is the next best thing. Let's check Seinfeld's loadout. Yep, that's the best we're going to do. All right, Seinfeld, you are still overblown on the infiltration? Really? Really? Okay, I mean, what if we get rid of this, smoke grenade and this frag grenade? Are you still over? You're still over? Well, fuck it. It's the best we're going to do. Light and moderate activity. The odds of us successfully sneaking Chica Bacani out here are effectively 0. Yeah, we're with it. We can take a shot at it, but with light and moderate activity, there's going to be like 79 trillion aliens on that map. We'll have a hard enough time getting Jerry Seinfeld out of there unspotted.
Squad green to deploy.
But I think I've kind of decided maybe I'm just going to wash my hands on liberating Western Africa and use it as a place to draw Advent strength so they stop paying attention to our actions here. And we just liberate Eastern Africa and then keep chaining up. Because again, our primary concern here is we got to get over to this region toot fucking sweet. And in order to make that happen, we're going to need enough supplies to build at least 1 radio beacon. We got to have at least 1.
Setting course for the East African sector.
It's 240 to link up here, and that's just too dang much intel. Chris Rock has recovered from his wounds, which is fantastic, and it looks like Operation Banished Sentinel. We're going in to free some captured rebels. There's like 8 trillion additional personnel we're going to pick up here, which means like 19 of them are faceless. But hey, those faceless got to come from somewhere. I mean, the game couldn't be, you know, just like, hey, you have a region and guys work on supplies and they actually give you supplies. No, we have to give you stuff on a mission you didn't really want to do because it's going to be fairly boring. But we got to take a mission you didn't want to do in the first place and give you stuff you don't really need. In fact, not only do you not need it, it's actively bad for you. This would be like, hey, okay, I'm going to paint a scenario for you here. Basically what this mission is, we're doing a thing we don't really want to do for a thing that we don't need. So it's like we drove to our local Arby's, went inside, picked up the beef and cheddar, which is what we came for. But then on the way out, we saw a hobo out by the dumpster smoking. He's like, hey, kid, want some cigarettes? Give me some of these cigarettes if you lick my asshole. Be like, whoa, you know, no, I don't really want cigarettes for one thing, and two, I definitely don't want to lick your asshole. And then the hobo was just like, too bad, kid. Then he grabbed us by the face and forcibly shoved our mouth across his rectum. Just made an analogy where I compared playing Long War II to forcibly having your face smashed against a hobo's anus. And, sad thing, I'm not even sure it's inappropriate. I mean, it's inappropriate from a cultural standpoint, but I don't think it's a poor analogy necessarily. Inappropriate, definitively, but also apt. All right, we got a jailbreak here, but Joe Brand with her conceal ability, I feel like Joe Brand is now like the ghostliest, stealthiest thing that has ever existed. Although, unfortunately, it looks like Joe Brand has a really long run once we... Would you stop with the camera, fuckery camera? Yeah, the problem is once Joe Brand gets our boys and girls here out of the clink, the boys and girls actually got to make a fairly long run out of the clink. That's problematic for us.
Heading there now.
I'm not worried about Joe Brand. Joe Brand's gonna make it. Those turrets on these evac missions are supremely fucking irritating. So is there any way we can get over here without activating a pod? Yeah, but even that move makes me a little uncomfortable. What if we just come... It doesn't really put us that much closer to our target. Well, we got to go this way eventually. Let's just sidle over here. Still got pretty good confidence in Joe Brand's abilities. Worst case scenario, Joe Brand gets busted. She can always crack her concealment ability to get herself out of trouble. Okay, making some strong moves here with Joe. Do we have rooftop access? We do have rooftop access. Do we have door access? We also have door-based access. I like this building. Multiple entries, door and rooftop. It's an inviting lady. It's like, hey, Pete, there are multiple ways to plunder me. You want to make with the plunder? I got, look at this. I got 3 holes all available for plundering. Maybe it's too inviting. Maybe we should reconsider that. Maybe this is, maybe it's a trap. Be like, oh, yeah, I know I look inviting, don't I? 3 ways to come at me, Pete. Possibly 3 ways to come in me, Pete. Is that really what I want to do? So we can hack either one of these doors. Is there a method for us to escape? Sort of. We can't really go this way because there's no door. No, there is a door. We could run through the building towards... Okay, you know, I don't necessarily dislike this. We do want to do just a quick sweep in case we want to try and avoid ghost walking. Just a... why can't we stand in that tile? Oh, it's probably the edge of our movement. I don't think that tile is occupied. I'm pretty sure it's just we don't have enough movement. So what are you doing, Pete? You know what I'm doing? If you watched any of my XCOM play, I'm gaming the system a little bit by figuring out what tiles I can't stand in. And when I can't stand in those tiles, we know there's a dude there. This is just sort of... Again, I realize it's really dull, grindy shit. But again, it's this... Welcome to Long War, folks. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff like this. Mousing over every tile you don't necessarily want to stand in order to find out whether or not it's safe to stand there. And Joe Brand is in. Next turn, Joe Brand hacks the thing, and then I think Joe Brand just conceals and tries to go scout the way out of it. So you do have concealed. That's Ghost Walker. Where's my conceal? We can't use conceal while we are concealed, which I suppose is sensible. So we hack this. 52% chance for a small intel cache, 24% for a large intel cache. Don't let your eyes get bigger than your belly, Joe Brand. You're not even going to be able to hit the easy target. You can't even pick the low-hanging fruit. Don't worry about the fruits that are up at the top of the tree. When you can get fruit off the ground, feel free to worry about it then. I'm a ghost. Joe Brand, you are in fact 100% ghost. So... what do we do with Joe Brand now? Now we have Joe Brand go full Ghost Walker. Wait a minute. Is this room empty? We don't really need to go full Ghost Walker if this room is empty. This room is in fact empty, is it not? Yep. Okay. Well, this door is closed, which is fine. That cuts down our line of sight. We have Joe Brand come around this corner. And on the plus side, we actually have like 1 free turn of getting our civvies a little bit closer to freedom, which is good because good goddamn, there's a billion of the fuckers. It's like we're rescuing the freaking Brady Bunch over here. It's the story of a hostage named Ollie who was sitting in a cell with 20 guys. They were resistance personnel like their mother. The youngest one, faceless. Okay, 9 turns to extraction. So, what are we gonna do? Well, this guy is in the road. Okay, you dude, open this door. Did not reveal any enemies, which is nice. I would really like to scout a little more before going super crazy, but, this is probably going to activate a pod. Yep, okay. So, 8 trillion Vipers are out there. On the plus side, even if every one of these guys takes a shot and kills a dude, some of our personnel are still going to escape because there's not enough of them. So we open this door. Pete, what are you, aren't you a little worried about Joe Brand? You know what? In this instance, actually, I'm not. I'm not worried about Joe Brand at all, because you know what Joe Brand's going to do? She's going to leave these poor miserable shits to die. She's going to ghost walk. And then Joe Brand is going to be like, well, see you in hell, fuckers. How does this break your concealment? Is she crashing through a window or something else equally stupid? Let's not do that. Here, Joe. Okay, yeah, so you're crashing through a window. Let's not do that. So Joe Brand ghost walks and basically just sweet walks her way to evac with no worries or concerns. All we really have to do is just keep the rest of these idiots away from Joe Brand so they don't muck it up for her. If we can, we would like them to be within 1 turn of evac, but you know what? That may not be possible for all of them. Is that going to put you within 1 turn? Yeah, it does. And also it gives you full cover, which is not bad. Minimal health on our resistance personnel, which is unfortunate, but, I mean, they're just, you know, these guys are, sometimes you have expendable pods. Did I call them expendable pods? What I meant to call them were expendable pawns, because they are, in fact, pawns, every last one of them. 100% fully expendable. And I hate to say this, but I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to do something really not nice to you, Hamza Mansour. Mostly because I'm pretty sure you're a faceless. You're going to cut down line of sight to some of our other guys, and then you are going to go over here and, like, be an attractive nuisance. No, I really want you to jump through the window, though. Can you do this by jumping through the window? Like, if I path you this direction, say, go here, then you can't, these windows cannot, we can't jump through the windows. All right, then. You know what? Take this corner cover. Try not to die. We just totally wrote that guy off, by the way. Yep, see? Totally dead. 56% chance to hit that guy. I'm feeling a little salty about it. But closing the door did work. Poison? Oh, well, you're also dead then. So we're going to lose 2. 2 out of 5. You can't save everybody. Mansour is bound. It's the story of a guy named Ali who was wrapped up in the coils of a snake. We could hear all of his bones breaking as his blood flowed. Okay, you know, I lost it there. So, Kanan, see you in hell. He's safely out of here. What are the odds that the only people we're going to manage to rescue on this mission are faceless? Well, considering that this is Long War II, I would say that the odds are basically 100%, and also, this stupid fuck can't make it to safety. Well done, Ramen. Well done. This is what happens when you're named after a brand of noodle. Well, you know what, Joe Brand? As much as I might like trying to have you bust this guy out, because you could dash in and kill that snake man, I am not going to risk your life. You are the world's greatest XCOM operative, and, I mean, if not for Joe Brand here, nobody makes it out alive, so... Johnny Noodle Boy here is still 1 tile short. I would love to have Noodle Boy find some full cover and hunker. Not gonna happen, though, so I guess we'll just go for the full cover. Haidar can make his escape. And let's hope these guys waste some resources killing the... Nope, never mind. I was gonna say waste some resources killing the bound guy instead of shooting at our other friend, but they didn't do that. On the plus side, none of them can see our other friend. Which means he's probably gonna have to run a bunch of Overwatch. That ain't gonna go well. This will be the zombie. Well, Advent's really going with the whole nothing wasted philosophy. They're using every part of the buffalo on this one. We killed 2 of our own people, these resistance contacts. We're going to reanimate them and use them against the enemy. Let nothing go to waste. They're using the whole buffalo. This guy may actually make it out. Unless this dude gets to swing. Oh, double move. All right. Well, see you in hell, aliens. Nobody gets Ali Ramen. He's the most... You know why they didn't get him? Because he's not one of those terrible flavors. He's not like chicken tortilla ramen. Oh, no, 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 no. It's pork ramen. The best kind of ramen. I'll take my 3 out of 5 civilians on a flawless mission. We killed nothing. We killed no one. There were still red skulls on the map. I'm not sure why. Probably because the aliens scored a kill. Still, Joe Brand, you know what? Excellent job, girl. You did fine. You walked into what was an overwhelmingly dangerous situation, and it was easy mode for Joe Brand. She just waltzed in there with the swagger, kicked open a jail door, and just waltzed the hell out. Nobody ever even saw her. It was the perfect infiltration. She Kaiser Soze'd it. Nobody even knew she was around. Like a ghost. Oof. The greatest trick Joe Brand ever pulled was convincing the world that she was on that mission. She looks really smug, too, though. Yeah, see? Look, here's the problem with smugness. Sometimes people are smug, but they're like deservedly smug. How do you upbraid them for that? Be like, oh, do you see how much ass I kicked? When they're lying in a pile of corpses with just bruises all over their asses because they got kicked to death in the butt. Be like, well, you know, that guy's being a smug son of a bitch, but look at all those asses. They are thoroughly kicked. What am I going to say? You didn't kick ass? Because he totally did. A lot of ass was kicked on that mission. Let's hope he was a faceless. Let's hope he was a faceless. Haidar, Ramen, and Kanan, probably all faceless. It'd be nice if we could have Joe Brand go kick them in the asses and see how their booties shake, because if they are truly faceless, they're going to be shaking that booty like a bowl full of jello or like Santa's belly on Christmas. Really got to come up with some kind of faceless screening procedure. I'm still working out the details, but I'll have to do that in another episode. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. Like to see more Long War 2? I consider subscribing as well. We can have our face rubbed into a hobo's ass on a future date, and you can be there for it. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching. I'm headed down to Arby's to get that beef and cheddar and probably some unwanted cigarettes. I'll see you again soon.